Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, info cups of Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never like, glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Butcher boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Butcher boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business. Started feed street blues, what I taught. Royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind. No, the gang is kind. Read between the lines. It was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane nonstop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the BBS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. Look. Already know it's the Virgil motherfucker here, and we here, Jack, on this Friday afternoon. You understand me? We here. We definitely gonna have a conversation. Y'all already know what it is, man. What's good with y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Did y'all enjoy y'all's Christmas with y'all's families? I hope y'all did. It's a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful day yesterday. I gotta say that. It was a beautiful day yesterday. Sun was shining, nice temperature, felt good outside. It's a beautiful day to fellowship with your family, friends, and loved ones. And I hope that all of y'all did just that. I hope that all of y'all did just that. You know, 2025, we only got one more week to go. And it's over with. Actually, we got 5 days and it's over with. You know what I'm saying? 2025 was a hell of a year. And like I said, we will be doing the New Year's Eve wrap up, live stream. Tap in with us. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. E&E every day, all day, no days off. But what's good with y'all, though, man? How y'all doing on this beautiful Friday, man? What y'all doing? Y'all relaxing? It's raining out my way. It's been raining off and on all day. Nothing very serious, but just periodically on and off all day. So it's been wet outside. I ran a couple of errands earlier today. Got it out the way. Little grocery shopping, little meal prep. And now I'm at the crib just chilling. But we definitely going to have this conversation because I wanted to talk about this. A couple of y'all that emailed me about this. And it's when I first came across this, or should I say, when this first came across my desk, I told myself that I'm definitely going to do a live stream on this. So tap in. Y'all know we're going to get straight to it, man. Recently, 21 Savage, a rapper out of Atlanta, Georgia, by way of the United Kingdom. If I'm not mistaken, I wonder if 21 Savage, I can't remember what his real name is, but I wonder if he's an American citizen or not. Maybe we can find that out during the course of the show. But yeah, recently 21 Savage was being interviewed about his new album, What Happened to the Streets. And upon this interview, he said, we about to get straight to it. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Of course, share on your social engineering. All my people on Facebook, was good with y'all. Tap in. I'm going to turn the camera off real quick because I'm about to roll up. You did, but I'll be right back with y'all, man. Yeah, 21 Savage said, basically, we about to get to it, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Of course, share on your social engineering. These are the type of conversations, the type of topics of conversation, man, we need to really be tapping in on, man, because, you know, it's a lot of aspects to this. You know what I'm talking about? And we're going to get to it.
Do nothing. It ain't even no money in the streets for real, unless you playing on a certain level type shit.
It ain't none.
It's money in the street if you playing on a certain level.
But you have to wait.
The grinder don't exist no more.
That's
what the difference is. So that's why, nigga, the cons always outweigh the pros of the street. Because your ass can go to jail, or you can die, you can get robbed.
But it was worth it because you can get some real money. You can grind up.
Right. You can get some money. Now, your ass can't go buy nothing and come up off no block, nowhere. It's probably 2 hoods in Atlanta that you can just really block serve for real.
Turn something to nothing.
You get what I'm saying? And grind for real. But you can't, as a young nigga, you can't grind no more. These young niggas, it's really like an oxymoron. Is that what it's called? Oxymoron, where some shit just don't make sense. Goddamn, nigga, you signing up for some shit to only die or go to jail. Back in the day, you were signing up to shit. Get some money, might die, might go to jail. Now you only signing up to die or go to jail.
Back in the day, you gonna get some money before you do one or the other.
Right.
Before you die, go to jail, 9 times out of 10, you gonna get some money. Yeah. It's like,
but the cons still outweigh the pros back then too. That's what I'm saying. Now I'm saying it ain't no pros. It's nothing but cons. Back then it was like, all right, it's some pros to this shit, but the cons is kind of higher though, because if they catch your ass, they gonna do it to you. But goddamn now, nigga, there's no pros at all. Nigga, you're literally getting in the street to die or go to jail. It was about.
What y'all think about that, man? I don't find no gripes in what 21 said right there. Actually, what he said is very true. What he said is very true. I would even be the one to agree 100% with what he just said right there. There's the cons have always outweighed the pros, but one thing I will say is this: back when I was a young mustache and I first was getting to the streets, there were pros. The cons were always there, but they're not as severe as they are now. The pros never outweigh the cons, but nowadays, I agree with 21 Savage. There are no cons, or should I say pros? at least back when I first came in the game, man, you could make you some decent money, man, and there was still some loyalty there. You understand what I'm saying? There was still some honor, some respect in the streets. The whole snitching thing, right? That whole snitching aspect was something that was totally disregarded. There was no way you could have the snitch on your jacket and be accepted anywhere in the streets, anywhere in America. It was a full disdain towards the behavior. So much so that during the late 90s, early 2000s, even into the mid 2000s, going into the 2010s, was a stop snitching campaign, right? Nowadays, snitching has unfortunately been made into a sport, if you would. Who could snitch the fastest and still remain and maintain, abstain their so-called street persona? So I agree with 21 Savage on that, right? Nowadays, the streets is over with, bro. It's a wrap. Even if you are established, even if you do got something popping, even if you is getting to the bag, it ain't worth it. Eventually, it will come to an end. And if you're not investing your funds into something legal, if you're not using your money you get from the streets, if you is getting to some real live money, if you're not setting up yourself with a plan of exit, action of exit out of that lifestyle, you're doomed to end up in that who's gal for infinity, or you're going to end up in that goddamn dirt 6 feet deep. One of the two. That is always going to be the outcomes of involving yourself in a lifestyle of criminality. Trust me, I know firsthand. I know firsthand, y'all. I got 3 prison numbers. Not proud of that. Don't brag about that. You don't hear me talking about that. I don't make content surrounding that. Lots of reasons why I don't and have not up until now, but in 2026, we will be going in onto prison content, but from a whole nother aspect, a whole nother perspective than what most of these ninjas is doing on YouTube today. Prison is not fun. It's not nothing to be exalted. It's not nothing to be honored. It's not nothing to be put on a pedestal. It's nothing to pedestalize. It is the absolute worst thing in life next to being dead. So yes, I agree with 21 Savage on what he said in this interview right here. And I be telling my homies coming home from that joint, man, sitting up there that did 5, 10 plus years, 15 years or more. Listen, man, them streets ain't nothing like what they were when the last time you were on them. It is over with. If you think you about to come home from doing a 5 plus, 10 plus, 15 plus year bid, and you about to jump in these streets and have any type of success, you're wrong. You are wrong. I'm telling you right now, from personal firsthand experience, you are wrong. You are going to die, or you're going to go back to jail for more than likely the rest of your life. Right? It behooves me how people go to prison and don't take advantage of none of the opportunities given to you while you're in prison. It's the worst thing, next thing to being dead. But while you're in that environment, there are things that you can do to improve yourself as a man, intellectually wise especially. So when you come home after doing your bid, you'll have an easy transition back into society. There's numerous things to do. You just have to have the mind frame. If you're going to get in there, if you're going to get involved with really rehabilitating yourself, taking advantage of the things that you can use as tools while you're in prison to make yourself into the best version of yourself, so it'll be an easy transition when you get out. Or you're going to get up in there, you're going to get caught up in the prison politics, you're going to get caught up in all the rigmarole of being in the joint, and you can possibly potentially make your prison stay longer than what it was already intended to be. Because they're passing out cases now in the joint, man. Tap in, man.
Leave that shit alone. I just feel like, goddamn, everybody ain't gonna understand everything, but
Shit.
They gonna see our actions though, because actions speak louder than words.
Yeah,
so
basically you saying like the real
certain shit. They gonna be like, oh nah, they dead ass serious. Like we ain't playing. This shit coming from our heart.
facts. Say the street.
You can make it wrong right. You can't never make right wrong. I don't care what a nigga say. This shit from my heart, so I don't care what no nigga say. How no nigga feel. I hear people opinions and shit, but you know, maybe I said it wrong. But
from what they saying,
nigga
like
know what I'm saying. If you a street nigga, you know what I'm saying.
But from what they saying, their opinions and shit, you agree with their opinion.
What you mean?
Like, hell no, 21, we ain't moving the goalpost for these niggas. We ain't forgiving these niggas for telling and all that. Hell no. You moving the goalpost or you ain't?
Nah, I ain't moving the goalpost. I'm saying niggas do that in the streets though. Niggas acting like niggas don't move the goalposts for their partners though. Niggas do that. And we need to just admit that. And if you told, and then we keep going. Like, all right, you can be over there, we over here. We don't gotta have no problem. But a nigga ain't saying, hey, let's all that ain't what a nigga saying. No.
But it sure hell do look like it. But I'm with you. But I ain't staying with no niggas that
leave that shit alone.
Man, and this is what I'm gonna say to that. I don't think that's what 21 meant when he said that. I didn't take it like that. I didn't take offense to it. And I'm not thinking in any way was he trying to be on some old kumbaya, forgiving guys for the abominable things they did that break the code of manhood that is associated with the street code. I don't think that's what 21 meant at all. I understand fully what he means. I think a lot of y'all guys, a couple of these guys, and I'm going to show some video clips of, I think a lot of these guys just was filled with the spirit of emotionalism. And then instead of just listening what the young brother said, taking it on the chin with a grain of salt, pause, and taking it at face value and just realize the positive aspect that we were saying, a lot of guys got in their feelings a little bit and took it personal, which I don't really think you should take it personal. I ain't gonna say you should, because it's not fair for me to tell somebody what they should or shouldn't do. I just don't think I don't think it was meant in that way. So I don't think that I don't think that it will be in the best interest to take it that way. Because I don't think 21 meant it in the way that a lot of y'all are taking it, if that makes sense. You know, I don't think 21 meant it like that at all, to be honest with you. I think he meant it just like how I took it. Like, we got to get rid of what I have been saying and what a lot of us have been saying. It's a lot of things involving aspects of our culture in our Black community, our foundational Black American community, that we got to totally get rid of, man. We have to stop associating ourselves with. We have to stop participating in these behaviors, and we have to do so in an effort to change our image globally. Because moving forward, keeping this tied to the streets, and when I say keeping it tied to the streets, I'm talking about the negative aspects. I'm not saying recognize them. I'm not saying talk about them from a point of reference as in what not to do to move forward collectively together. I'm saying that we need to totally slowly, because it's not going to happen overnight, we need to graft this stuff. We need to delete this stuff from our community. It has not served us. All the negative aspects of the streets have contributed to a lot of things in our culture. None of them good, right? You got to think about that, man. We're talking about the negative things. When I say none of them good, let me reiterate that, right? I mean, positive things came out of a negative environment for sure. But the negative things that contributed to the positive things coming from our environment are the very things that we latching on to that are preventing us from getting to the next level collectively together. So I understand what 21's sentiment was. No, he didn't word it wrong. I think a lot of y'all just took it wrong. For whatever reason y'all did. We're not going to get into the whys the situation as far as individually, because we'd be here all day, but collectively, What I think it is that we have this Stockholm syndrome type connection that we keep amongst ourselves as Black people with this whole street culture. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Lots of great things concerning our culture derive from the streets, namely our music. So in that aspect, I understand where a lot of people who have something to say about this are coming from as well. But when we're talking about the negative aspects of our culture that we continue to display that are not serving our culture, I totally agree with the young brother when he said we need to get rid of that stuff, and I understand what he means when he says F the streets. Right now, as far as this F the streets movement, I'm not going to get into the super details of that because it's a fresh thing. I don't know at this point, or haven't seen at this point, any major involvement from other nefarious organizations that could possibly be financially contributed to this. And I don't know if 21 Savage is connected with any higher ups in the industry. I haven't done the due diligence, and nor has it come across my desk. So I haven't looked into it yet, but you can best believe if something pops up that sparks my interest, I'm going to find out. But as of right now, we're going to keep it surface face value. And I stand with the young brother on what he means, or the movement, as far as F the streets, as in the negative aspects of the streets that are currently holding us back, that we're holding on to. And I totally agree with him on that. You know, a lot of people was in their feelings about this, man. Boosie's one of them, as usual.
Hey, all these people saying fuck the streets and all this, I'm not with it. Because I am, you know, I'm a big part of the streets. You know, that's what my love is. That's what my genuine love is. They love me so much, you know, and I'm always speak up for the streets, bro. We talking about how it traumatized us. Yeah, it fucked us up, but it made us success stories. Everybody who was traumatized by the streets, it made you a success story to lead them streets. Streets made everything. Hip hop, NFL, NBA. All these are people who come from the most 60% are from the NBA are from the streets. All athletes are from the streets. They had to play ball to leave the streets. So the streets got success stories. This shit ain't all trauma. Trauma turned into success. Let's keep it real, bro. Like, man, I ain't gonna nah, man, we ain't finna be on no fuck the street shit, especially if you done made it off the streets, nigga. Come on, man. Like, take the streets out of all our music. Take street shit out, all our music. Who are we now? Who are you now without that street message that you preach to everybody? Who are you now, nigga? Yeah, man, so that ain't cool, right? I'm not with the fuck the street shit. I feel like y'all using that as a gateway for when y'all get in trouble. If everybody saying fuck the street, by the time y'all get in trouble, now y'all have a gateway. I'm telling, fuck the streets. I ain't going for it. I'm standing up, man. Yeah.
Right? Hey. Project Leroy was handing wide. Hey, man. Like I say, man, it's a two-way street, man. Two things can be true. I feel where Boosie coming from, too. Right? Can we really say F the streets? Yeah, could be argued, depending on what perspective you're looking at it from. Right? Most of us, through our experience, you know what I'm saying, growing up in the turfs where we come from, most of us come from a very urban environment, a very urban background. Most of us have dibbled and dabbled in a lifestyle of criminality to some extent, whether it's selling drugs, whether it's gangbanging, hustling, pimping, robbing, extorting, blue-collar crime, whatever it may be. At some point, all of us, most of us, I should say, have engaged in this behavior, this activity. And it's like Boosie said, it's been a lot of success stories out of such traumatic environments have come a lot of success, right? When it comes to sports, when it comes to entertainment, a lot of success stories come from out of these urban environments, right? So to say F the streets would be to say F our roots, F where we come from to an extent. And this is where I say two things can be true, because I don't think that's what 21 Savage was conveying 100% of his message, right? Monique Robinson, loved one, how you doing? Tap in, walk with us. Right? And I agree with you on that too. Project Leroy say alienate the streets and we find out who's who in the zoo. You dig? Remember, I always tell y'all that agent provocateurs and rabble rousers abound. Right? Now, when I first got wind of this F the streets movement, the first thing that comes to my very analytical mind is, well, who could be funding such a movement? My first question always is cui bono? Who benefits? Who benefits from us FBAs getting on one accord and saying F the streets? Right? And I will say, when I ask myself that question, in the aspect of disassociating ourselves from all the negative aspects of the streets, urban environments we come from, right? Yeah. But there's also another aspect to that. As far as where we come from, the basis of the foundation of everything that contributed to us creating the different genres of music we did, which comes from our trauma, mostly derived from our experience living in urban street environments. Should we say F the streets in that aspect? Absolutely not. This is why I say two things can be true, right? My man Project Leroy say, not sure 21 Savage was talking about the UK or FBA streets. Apparently 21 Savage was eating off FBA streets when he starved on the UK streets. Yeah, exactly. Which leads me to my next point, Project Leroy. I'm glad you brought that up. Right? Now, I don't know if a lot of y'all are aware of this. 21 Savage, like my man Project Leroy just pointed out, is not FBA. He is not a foundational Black American for many reasons. One, he wasn't born here. Two, his daddy wasn't born here. Right? I don't know if 21 Savage is an American citizen or not. I don't know that, so I'm not going to speak on that, but I'm pretty sure that's something easy to find out. What? Hey, comment section, everybody tapping in. Is 21 Savage an American citizen? Right? Now, I'm not going to speak on 21 Savage's involvement, experience in the streets of Atlanta, because I just don't know about it. I don't really care to know about it. One, it's not my business, and three, it just don't matter at this point. Right? As far as me calling judgment on his character or his reputation at all of being in the streets of Atlanta, to speak on what he's speaking on at his age. How old is 21 Savage, man? What, he got to be like 20? I know he got to be like 20 in his mid to late 20s, right? And for him to say F the streets, I would imagine that he has some type of experience in the streets. I don't know if he has or he hasn't. Oh, yeah, so he's not a citizen then, right? I remember that Project Leroy. I remember when he was, because I think I covered it as well. I remember when he was in the his name was being spoke about in the media because he was going through situations because he had to renew his visa because he is not an American citizen, right? I think his dad is a United Kingdom citizen. His dad is like a professor at Clark, Atlanta, or something like that. If I'm okay, so 21 Savage is 33. If I'm not mistaken, ain't his pops like a professor of African American studies at Clark University or something like that? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Project Leroy. Is 21 Savage's father, ain't he a United Kingdom citizen of, I think, Nigerian descent, who's very educated and teaches at Clark, Atlanta, even to this day? I'm trying to figure out where the Savage part come at 21, man. Did 21 grow up in the hood? Did he grow up in the streets of Atlanta? I don't know. Just because his dad was a college professor don't mean he didn't. You know? Vaguely, I remember hearing such things, but, you know, I could be right or wrong. What my baby Monique Robinson said. She said some rappers are black anchor babies, Haitians, Jamaicans, etc. They will do anything to make money. Yeah, that's a fact. Right? Okay, his father from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I was thinking his father was from the United Kingdom. So was his mother from the United Kingdom? So hold on. Let me get this straight. So if his father is from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and his mother is from the United Kingdom, somebody's from the United Kingdom. Or did his father get caught up in that Windrush movement? Or did his father's parents get caught up in that Windrush movement when it was a lot of the Caribbeans, black Caribbeans, who were moving to the United Kingdom as a result of political unrest and corruption in these Caribbean countries? What y'all know about the Windrush movement? Huh? That's what I'm saying. We got people like Nicki Minaj. Go check out my pre-recorded video I did earlier talking about when Nicki Minaj went up there with Erica Kirk and did that interview at that damn thing they had on Turning Point for Charlie Kirk. I think my brother Red did a live stream on that the other day. Asian provocateurs and rabble rousers abound, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all, man. Yeah, that's the Windrush movement, Monique Robinson. That's what I'm talking about. What y'all know about the Windrush, Operation Windrush? 21 Savage mothers from Dominica. The Caribbean islands are sovereign nations to the UK. Yeah, but he actually was raised for the most part of his younger years in the UK. So I'm imagining that his mother and father absconded to the UK during the Windrush movement was around between the late 70s and 80s. Right? Y'all do your research on the Windrush situation. Right? Everybody feeling some type of way about what 21 Savage said, man. Everybody all up in arms about what the young brother said, man. I don't even think he meant it how a lot of y'all taking it. I think a lot of y'all just is emotionally reacting.
M-Rec, what up, baby? You know I had to tune in on this one. They talking my shit. Fuck the streets, huh? Oh, man. Seem like every time I pull away, they pull me back. This ain't gonna be long. It's cold out here. I'm on my walk. So I'm watching this internet shit, and it say This old fuck the streets, huh? Nah, ain't no fuck the streets. Only qualified people can say fuck the streets. You understand? Niggas that came from the streets and graduated out the streets. You understand? Fuck the streets. Nah, no streets, no Rockefeller. You understand that? So you can't shit on the streets. No streets, no Jay-Z. Amrak, what up, baby? You know I had to tune in on this one.
Right?
They talk.
Now that's D Haven, Jay-Z's big homie, who Jay-Z said, D Haven showed me the game. And him and Jay-Z been having their difficulties ever since this brother came home a few years ago. Right? But what y'all think about what D Haven said? I agree with what D Haven said. And this is why I say a lot of people took what 21 Savage said out of context. And a lot of y'all are emotionally reacting versus mentally responding, rest in the essence. And shout out to Simple to P for quoting that term, right? I think a lot of y'all are reacting emotionally versus responding mentally with this situation. But it brings up a good conversation. And I admire the young brother for even having the gumption to even think of such a concept, right? Because in an aspect of what I'm going to more than likely assume he means by what he says when he says F the streets. I'm going to say he's referring to the negative connotations that we uphold to this day, that as a collective Black people, we are allowing to prevent us from becoming what we actually could be, right? Right, and I was just about to get to that. Project Leroy, you over here reading my notes, man. Project Leroy said, Young Thug's parents are from Georgia. Him saying F the streets has to do with Gunna snitching on YSL. Right? Let's address that. Right? Let's unpack that. Let's unpack that. Right? I like that, Project Leroy, because that's something that I definitely written down in my notes. Now let's unpack that, right? Young Thug, right, is joining in with 21 Savage on this so-called F the Streets movement. But he's only doing so at the behest of the situation with the YSL case and Gunna snitching, right? No, don't fall back, Project Leroy. Stay in the comment section. Stay adding commentary. You might know something I don't know. That's why y'all got wrenches. That's why y'all are moderators. And that's why I rock with y'all, because y'all asked up to the program that I might not be privy of. And that makes for a better show, right? I love all y'all's commentary, man. Y'all be putting me up on game too, man. Don't ever think that this is just a one-way thing, like I'm just proselytizing. No, y'all put me up on game. Y'all be putting me up on game. Shout out to my brother XL Pro, who constantly sending me things to do content on. I appreciate y'all. No, keep adding on. We building right now, man. We having a building session right now, man. We always, everything can be added, right? So like I said, two things can be true. I also agree with D Haven. But like I also said, I don't think this is what at least 21 Savage was meaning when he said F the streets. But Young Thug, for instance, he may be doing so as a result of the situation with Gunna and YSL and himself, because if Gunna snitched, oh, you can best believe Thug switch. He snitched too. Right? let's not make no mistakes about it, right?
and that nature, that's trauma. That's trauma. And it's deeper than just effort as a whole. No, effort the product of what you became out of your environment. It's time for you to change. If you're an adult, it's no more excuses where I'm from. They hiding literacy from you, or this man, or that culture. It's you. You need to stop doing anything harming you, harming your body. That's food, harmful liquids you put in your body, harmful information, harmful sounds. Man, you got to start taking accountability as a person, as a human, not as nothing else, as a human being, man. I'm telling you. And for everybody that's running up on me like, yo, man, Walk, I'm trying to get on, I'm get your number. I'm not giving you my number. Like, please cut it out. And I'm not messing with nobody that don't have purpose when they rap. Point blank, period. But on some real shit, I want you to really think, man, like, all this weird shit going on with the Netflix documentaries, and I just telling them, why y'all hanging with senior citizens and thinking you ain't gonna play bingo? I just want to know.
In life, you have to realize that, you know, when it comes to the street avails you nothing. I mean, you realize a lot of things that's going on. If you're out there in the streets long enough, you realize that things in the street that happens, you know what I'm saying, that don't value in life.
That was Waka Flocka speaking on it, right? A lot of people feeling some type of way about what the young brother said, man. And I'm kind of
Yeah, man, stay woke.
I'm kind of you know what I'm saying, divided on this in the aspect of, you know what I mean, I really kind of disappointed at a lot of y'all dudes, because y'all really is looking at this from a very emotional standpoint, and all y'all's reactions I'm seeing is very emotional. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get some of y'all sentiments on why y'all saying what y'all saying, but I honestly really do not think at all in my heart of hearts that 21 Savage was in any way saying F the streets in their entirety, as far as like remembering where we came from and the source of such greatness that everybody's speaking on, and you know, just totally disregarding that. I don't think that's what he's meaning by when he says F the streets. I really don't think that. I didn't think that when I first heard it. I don't think that now. But the fact that it's a lot of y'all putting 100 on 10 based out of straight emotionalism, I think a lot of y'all brothers need to like probably maybe reevaluate not what he said, but your reaction versus your response to what he said. Let's go. We got Yak Gotti respond. I don't even know who this dude is. Let's go.
It's totally normal. It's just what happened when you grew up. You understand a lot of this wasn't worth it. But you also got to understand you had to go through a lot of this to get where you at. You can't just say street. You got to say street mentality.
Comment your thoughts on this.
Yeah, man, stay woke. This is totally normal. It's just what happened when you grew up. You understand a lot of this wasn't worth it. But you also got to understand you had to go through a lot of this to get where you at. You can't just say street. You got to say street mentality.
Comment your thoughts on this.
Right. And that's, I think, where a lot of people is coming from with it. I understand that aspect of it. But like Monique Robinson said, yeah, raised by single mothers usually become real emotional, man. And this is the point of it being important for fathers being in the household to teach these young boys discernment, teach them the ability to control their emotions and how to mentally respond versus emotionally react, like how they mamas do in most situations. And we're not knocking y'all ladies for being the emotional creatures that y'all are, because that is literally y'all's nature. This is why it's not good. This is why it's out of structure and order for women to be raising young boys, right? You raised with a father in the home, you're going to understand such things, man, and you wouldn't be looking at the world through such emotional lenses. And that's what I think a lot of you guys who are responding to what 21 said are responding within the ways that y'all are. I think y'all heard what he said, but I don't think y'all listened to what he said. You did? Project Leroy said, I agree, Virgil Berry. Brothers need to ask more questions to understand the internet behind the praise and behind the phrase Yeah, man, they do. Use your critical thinking. That's why I'm saying, man, manhood is lacking because men, we always think first before we speak on something. And what we never do as men is we don't make decisions based off of how we feel. We use our critical thinking, our process of elimination, our deductive reasoning, our dot connecting, our personal life experience based on facts, statistics, and data to make a proper assessment of what we are being told and accept as being real and true. We do not go off emotions like women and talk about the what ifs or the whataboutery or the fantasy world type stuff. Yeah, and you know, the old saying goes, Craig, if every problem looks like a nail, then your only tool is a hammer, right? Exactly, man. So, you know, F the streets. Do we need to say F the streets? Yes, just like this young brother said, we need to say F the street mentality, gang banging, being a dope boy, being a robber, being a shooter, being a hitter, being a killer. Yeah, we definitely need to say F all that stuff, right? But we definitely don't need to say F our roots, F where we come from, F recognizing the traumatic situations that most of us come from, right? And the success stories that have derived from them as a result. Definitely not F that though, right? And I don't think that's what 21 was meaning when he said what he said at all. I honestly, truly, in my heart of hearts, do not think that's what he was trying to convey. I really don't think that. And the fact that so many of y'all are so emotional about this lets me know that critical thinking is something that's heavily lacking amongst us FBAs. Right? How's that like fair use.
21 Savage. What he had?
Give full context.
Well, 21 Savage, he did he had posted some tweets.
Yes.
Calling for everybody, specifically in Atlanta, that was beefing, that wasn't really friends and fell out, calling for everybody to make amends, to get back together, you know, bury the hatchet, you know, all of that type of thing. You know, the brotherly love, the things that we champion. We champion people, you know, putting their differences aside and coming together for the better good of the culture, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But in some of his tweets, the message was "fuck the streets."
Well, Steve, some of them had nothing to do with the streets. More so like Offset, Quavo. You guys should just, you know, be friends again. But then you got into the Gunna Thug thing. Got into the P thing. P from QC.
Yep.
That did feel like, yes, goalposts should be moved, and we should say "fuck the streets." That is how it came across.
So he never actually said "fuck the streets." I feel like he said. I feel like.
Oh, it eventually got there? Okay.
Yeah, like it got to that, right? Yeah, like fuck the streets. So now, you know, I understand what 21 was doing as far as like, you know, wanting people from the city that were actually friends and brothers at one point to bury their differences and you know, come back together and things like that. But I just think the wording was wrong, right? The wording, fuck the streets. You can't say fuck the streets because the streets are what gave you and awarded you everything you have right now.
And again, I'm asking as a civilian, is someone allowed to even dictate the rules that have been set there well before they were even born?
No. No,
I didn't know somebody could change the rules.
No, you can't say fuck the streets. And here's
a lot of people say, shit, I'll even
I bet there, yes, you can say F the streets. It just depends on what perspective you coming from with it. Right? And yes, I agree with my man Project Leroy just said. In my opinion, Nicki Minaj said F the streets when those music labels stopped paying her and she had to resort to TPUSA from her. Yeah. Right? It depends on what aspect you are saying F the streets. If you say F the streets because I'm no longer relevant and people are starting to see through my antics and taking a look at my personal life and seeing it don't match up with what I say. And now that I'm not popping no more like I was at one point in time, now that the FBA community has realized that I'm not an American citizen and I have never really, advocated for them in any way. So now I'm saying, yeah, F the streets, man. Basically saying F FBA, F the urban community, F black folks. Allegedly. So I agree with you on that, Project Leroy. Let's go, y'all. Smash that like button, click on the subscribe to the page, and of course, share on your social engineering. Let's go.
Put a name on it. Troy Ave was one of those people that said all the street shit, and then it's fuck the streets when you get caught. When the streets don't work out for you anymore, now it's fuck the streets.
Mm-hmm.
It was all this talk before, but once you get caught, now it's fuck the streets. If you never got caught, it'd still be the same shit, right?
Right. For some,
it's
yes.
A lot of people that do cooperate. You cooperated because you got caught and didn't want to go to jail, and now you're saying it's like, nah, I don't like that lifestyle. It's detrimental to the community. Yeah, while you're right, you'd still be doing it if you didn't get caught. Don't act like this moral high ground that now you're above this and it's wrong. No, it's wrong because you got caught.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, but that's what I was going to say.
And I'm not saying that's what 21 is saying in this regard,
no,
but I've seen a lot of people start saying fuck the streets after they got caught. It's a very convenient time. Some people really want to change their lives.
Yeah, some people
really do believe, hey, this is really ruining our community, and they would have a pretty good case about how it can. But you don't really care. You just got caught.
Yeah, you can't scream fuck the streets and still be in the streets. If it's gonna be fuck the streets, y'all niggas can't hang out at strip clubs no more.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Man, no, that is true. To an extent, yes, that is true. That is very true. You can't be sitting here saying F the streets, but still making street music. Making music basically glorifying the streets. Right? Now, what I will say about 21 Savage is that some of his recent new music has not been so much focused on that, but it's still containing aspects of that. It is Project Leroy. That's what I wanted y'all to understand. When they talk about urban, when they use these terms, urban, streets, they're talking about us, man. They're talking about black folks, FBAs, Foundation of Black America, aka ninjas. They're talking about us. That's why I disdain this term YN. Y'all basically done gave other groups of people a replacement word for calling us ninjas. All right. So yeah, I agree with that, man. You can't be sitting up here saying F the streets, but still making street music. Now, can you say F the streets while still sticking to your roots, stemming from the streets, and turning your traumatic experiences into something that could help out the community? No, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's your duty as an FBA man, if you have such skills and talent to do that. You know, it's just making the transition from rapping about exploiting, highlighting, or should I say exploiting, you understand me, or even exploiting, I dare say even glorifying your traumatic experiences versus expressing, sharing, right? Highlighting your experiences and on not to repeat them, at the same time showing in a positive way the negative aspects of your experiences and how you have used them to make a positive change in your life, right? But like I always say, cool things can be true, right? I don't think 21 Savage meant F the streets as in forget about our traumatic experiences, ignore or traumatic experiences. I think he meant it more along as separating ourselves from, disassociating ourselves from, getting rid of the negative aspects of the traumatic experiences that we collectively have gained in the streets. Right? I think that's what he meant. Right? Let's go.
And again, I don't know. I'm not speaking as someone that knows anything about
the strip club. Is the streets. What y'all think the strip clubs is? The fucking library at Columbia?
No.
Not necessarily. It depends on what type of strip club you're talking about. Now, if you're talking about strip clubs that cater to street ninjas, then yeah, but all strip clubs, no. You have very high-end strip clubs where you got a street dude wouldn't even be allowed to get in. So I beg to differ on that, but I understand what he's saying, though. He's speaking from the aspect of the hood strip clubs that are more popular than the higher upscale ones. The ones, you know, the Magic Cities and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go.
That's the streets. You know what goes on in the strip club?
People at the strip club.
Yes, there's street people.
But there's
everywhere.
also civilians like me and Damaris that go there and have a good time and go home.
And we go more often than the regular people. Like that.
Y'all are not saying fuck the streets.
I'm not in the streets.
Are you saying fuck the streets?
No, I'm not in the streets.
Have you ever said fuck the streets?
No.
So you can go to the strip club.
Okay.
If you're gonna say fuck the streets, you can't be hanging out in the strip club doing that. You can't do that. Not if you screaming "fuck the streets." The strip clubs is part of the streets. I don't know if y'all know that or not.
No, I think the street.
That's what I'm saying. He should have reiterated that a little bit more. He should have said the hood strip clubs. You know, the Magic Cities. You know what I'm saying? The Velvet Rooms. You know what I'm saying? The oh damn, my fault's on Facebook. My fault, man. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? He should have said the Magic City. He should have said the Susie Q's. You know what I'm saying? He should have said the strip clubs like that are the streets. The strip clubs that cater to the streets, cater to the guys who are in the streets, whether they be rappers, whether they be drug dealers, hustlers, gangbangers, robbers, jackboys, whoever they may be. He should have differentiated because he's not all the way correct in that. Because like I say, across the country, there are very high-end strip clubs that if you go in there looking like you're from the streets, you won't even get in. Right? So we gotta keep it fair, even kill across the board.
Street people like the strip clubs, but the strip clubs don't have nothing to do with that.
You said the strip club don't have nothing to do with the streets?
No, what I'm saying is the strip club is not.
If it wasn't for the streets, the strip clubs wouldn't be a thing. Who you think is spending money in the strip clubs?
You can say that about a lot of shit. If you say fuck the streets, can you buy weed?
That's also not true. There's plenty of strip clubs that a street nigga wouldn't even walk into. People have been going to strip clubs
That's
for
a gentleman's
years.
club. Can I jaywalk? Different thing.
Can I go right on red?
That's a gentleman's club. You got to tuck your shirt in when you go in those places. That's different.
You're not talking about hustlers on the West Side High.
No. You can go there.
That's controlled by the streets on an Italian side, allegedly. So like that's still.
Yeah, but they not screaming fuck the streets though.
Until they get a YouTube show after they rap.
That's different. You cannot scream fuck the streets and still be hanging out in the streets. You cannot do it. You can't be rapping about the streets.
I agree with.
You can't.
And this is what I do agree with this though. I agree with this. Right? You can't be actively in the streets, or you can't not be actively in the streets, but rapping about street shit as if you're still actively in the streets, talking about sliding on the ops and finessing and sell this work or this bricks or whatever it is y'all dudes be talking about, man. Wonder why y'all be getting booked and talking about somebody told on you when you told on your damn self, man.
You can't be hanging out on the old streets on the block. You can't go and give out turkeys once a year.
Oh, that's corny. No, that's something.
It is corny to give out turkeys once a year. I agree with you. That's very corny.
No, I don't know. Let me clarify what I'm saying. You can still give back to your community and go and visit your community. When you know what these
fuck the streets,
you know what these people are saying when they're.
I think dude right here taking some things a little too extreme, but I understand his sentiment though.
They're saying fuck the streets. You know what they're saying.
So it's not fuck the streets. It's fuck the street codes. Fuck the street ideologies. When you say fuck the streets, that's saying fuck those blocks, fuck those avenues, fuck those corners where y'all getting money, fuck all of that, fuck the people that are still out there doing what they're doing. All right, so then you can't come here no more because you know what they still out there doing. So you can't come here and try to mingle and pick and choose when you want to be in the streets because all that giving back shit, that's just for public image. So you can't want to get your public image and make it seem like you giving back to the streets when it's fuck the streets.
How?
Right. Hey, homie got a point right there, though. Homie got a point right there, though. But like I said, and I'm going to continue to say, I honestly don't think this is what 21 Savage meant by what he said, but I do think it's the input from a lot of people who are putting 100 on 10 in this situation. What I mean by putting 100 on 10 is due to their emotional attachments that they hold on to that connect them to the streets, wherever these people be from that's feeling some type of way about what the young brother said. I think that's what's going on with this. And like I say, versus mentally responding, we getting a lot of emotional reactions. This guy right here, he don't look like or sound like he's a street dude at all. But I understand what he's saying, though. And to an extent, he's right. All right. Let's go.
Is that just for? I'm sure some people do things for public image.
A lot of rappers
but some people actually give a fuck about where they're from.
For public image. Why are we sitting there acting like it's not?
But let's not act like there aren't some rappers that we would never even know.
Frozen turkeys to niggas that ain't got nowhere to go cook it. What are we talking about here? That shit is for a look. That's a tax write-off. That shit is.
I do agree with you on that point. And this ain't just for the rappers, just anybody. Like, why would you give homeless people? I never understood that. Why would you give homeless people frozen turkeys? It just never made sense to me. It always made sense for me to give them a meal, a hot cooked meal. That makes more sense. But when people do stuff like that, you know, of course it's for publicity, right? I'm not saying it's for publicity all the time, because just like the other two guys are saying, what the other guy and the chick is saying, some guys actually do care. Some guys actually do want to give back to their communities where they come from, if they're in a position to do so. And although it is a tax write-off, although it is great for publicity, some people do because they genuinely care and they genuinely want to help out and contribute. These are the people who we don't hear about doing the stuff they're doing. These are the people that don't make a big spectacle and go live when they're out doing any type of community or charitable work, right? Does this mean that people who do go live, does this mean that people who do televise and put on social media their charitable work, does that mean that they don't care? No, absolutely it does not. Like I said, two things can be true. It just comes to a point where we have to use our discernment. And this is where men come in at. This is where fatherhood comes in at. Because when you have a father in a home, young boys learn this. They learn to regulate their emotions. They learn how to use their discernment. They learn the principle that two things can be true and how to assess contextual situations versus just making emotionally driven decisions that more than likely are going to be in negation with that which is right and exact. Right? Let's go.
Look, we're not going to sit there and play these games. And that's my point. You can't play both sides of this. It can't be fuck the streets, but then I want the streets to still fuck with me. I want to go back and give back to the hood because I want the hood to say, yeah, he came through and gave us turkeys and all that.
So you're saying people can retire from the streets, i.e., let's use some of our favorite rappers. Let's go with a Jay and a Nas. Both people rap about the streets, but have clearly retired from that. Like they're not in the streets.
Right.
So you're saying
Jay would never say fuck the streets.
He did say streets is done.
Because of what?
Y'all killed, who was it? And not Zimmerman? Streets is done.
Y'all killed X.
X, that's what it was.
And let Zimmerman live.
Streets is done. He's not saying fuck the streets, but I know.
He ain't saying for Nas ain't saying fuck the streets.
No, he's not.
Yeah, niggas just ain't doing what they was doing in the streets before.
I know. I just wanted to be clear with your point for our listeners.
Yeah, no, I'm being very clear.
Because there's plenty of people that aren't in the streets that rap about the streets.
But you can't say fuck the streets and still try to benefit off of street culture. You can't. That can't happen.
And I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Right. And that's why I think when I say, or not that 21 Savage said what he said wrong, he just didn't expound on it. He didn't articulate it correctly. And this is why I say a lot of y'all young brothers coming up in this damn entertainment industry, y'all need a big homie, a player partner to put y'all up on game on how to conduct yourselves when y'all interacting with the things that get connected to your career being in this industry. You need to have some media training. You need to learn how to properly, articulate the thoughts that you are trying to convey through your words. I would suggest that y'all take speech classes or even become a member of the Gavel Club of the Toastmasters Society, right? Just anything that will increase your ability in verbally expressing your way publicly in the media that doesn't make you look bad, right? Now, I'm not saying that some things that you say, even if those things are incorporated, that people won't misconstrue your words or try to, change what you say to mean something else, because that's going to happen. But you have to be able to articulate that when you are confronted with such things. That's all I'm saying. And it just seemed like 21 Savage just need a little bit more media training. That's all. So he can better articulate that which he is trying to convey with his words. That's all. Just some game. You know what I mean?
It can't be fuck the streets because, your man was a rat. We knew he was a rat and we still fucked with him. And then now y'all caught another case and y'all fell out and y'all not friends no more. Fuck the streets. What? That ain't how that go. That don't go like that.
That's definitely not how that goes. And it absolutely does not go like that. What part of the game is that? You know what I'm talking about? So I feel the homie on what he's saying right there. Right? I feel the homie on what he was saying right there.
Turning hiding spots into honey holes. Since 1957. At Lawrence, we make more.
Yo, stay wavy TV, ride the vibe with me, splash through your screens, drip clean like the seas, high tide energy, never on mute. From the sun, let the motion move you. Stay tuned.
Young Thug tells 21 Savage on Twitter, F the streets, further signaling again that him and Gunna may have just squashed the beef, and we may be seeing some songs between Young Thug and Gunna very, very soon, okay? So when Young Thug first came out of jail, he immediately went back to being the same guy that got him in jail in the first place, right? Like going on Twitter, calling Gunna a rat. He did the interview with Big Bank, tripled down on calling Gunna a rat. But after 21 Savage did this interview with Big Bank, he basically told Young Thug, like, bruh, you knew Gunna was a snitch when he snitched the first time, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. So, you shouldn't be acting all surprised and disappointed when he snitched on you the second time. He already showed you who he is, right? And I've always said this, bro, like, Gunna's not a street nigga. Just because you're from the hood doesn't mean you're a street nigga, right? Gunna, when he signed the YSL, Gunna did not sign.
And that's a fact. Right? Just because you're from the streets don't mean you thorough. But you don't have to be from the streets to be thorough. Right? Just because you're from the streets or in the streets doesn't make you a man. There's a lot of grown-ass boys running around out here in these so-called streets. Right? That's a fact. Let's go, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering, tap in, walk with us, hit that super chat, you know what I'm saying? Show some support and love to the content, man, to the platform, man. Let's go.
The YSL to be a criminal. He did not sign the YSL because YSL is a gang. He signed the YSL to be an artist. You feel me? So as the leader and the owner of YSL, if you're out here committing crimes and you end up getting your artist locked up for something that they had nothing to do with because of your actions, you can't really get mad at them for telling on you to get out. You guys got to remember, Gunna was in jail for about like 3 to 6 months. You know what I'm saying? That probably was the longest he's ever been in jail. And, you know, when you're in there, time goes by real slow. So Gunna was in there losing his mind. And the only thing he wanted to do is get out and be back with it.
Nah. Nope. And I say no to that. Ain't no way you're going to sit up here and tell me ain't no way you're going to sit up here and tell me that Gunna being from Atlanta and being full aware of who and what YSL is, didn't know anything about their involvement in street activity. Now, whether he joined YSL to be an artist on the label or as a / gang member, it could be argued, right? He didn't say that in the courtroom. When he was asked if YSL is a gang, he said yes. So that means right there that he knew that they were involved in things outside of the legal parameters of the YSL record label, which means he was consenting with portraying the lifestyle of the street aspect of the YSL record label / YSL gang. So no, Gunna. He don't get to like sit up there and say, oh, I'm an artist. I didn't know anything about the street involvement of YSL as a gang. I just was signed to the record label as an artist. Nah, that's not what he rapped about. That's what his bars said something different. So you ain't about to sit up here and do that. This is insulting our intelligence, Gunna. Right? Is Young Thug at fault? Of course he is. Right? But the fact that Gunna ain't a street ninja doesn't give him leeway to sit up there and become a rat, become a state's witness against the same gang / record label which he pledged his allegiance to at some point in time. Gunna should have kept his mouth shut and not said anything. He should have said, I don't know of YSL being a gang. All to my knowledge, there are a record label to which I am signed to as an artist. Gunna wasn't on no wiretaps. Gunna wasn't involved with any of the criminal allegations. I don't know why he even said what he said. The fact that he said what he said indicates and implicates that to some degree he had at least some acknowledgement or at least knowledge of the criminal aspects of YSL. He didn't have to necessarily be engaged in the criminal aspect. He didn't have to participate in the criminal aspect. Simply the fact that he had knowledge of it makes him guilty and a party to what they had going on. Because if that's the case, he should have been like, you know what? I don't want to be associated with this. I can see where this is going. His team, his people would advise him to not sign with YSL and not associate, align himself with the image of Young Thug, knowing that this guy, while gallivanting around the world as this hip hop rap star, he's also the head of a criminal organization which uses the same name for the record label. I think that sounds very silly to me, right? Very naive, and Gunna don't get no leeway from me. He don't get an excuse from me. Nigga, you're told. Flat out. You're told. When you didn't have to. Gunna didn't have no very serious charges against him. He would have came out the same way if he just would have kept his mouth shut. Right? The very fact that that man got on the stand and when asked the question from the state attorney, he said, the question was asked, is YSL a gang? And that man said, yes. That's all they needed from him. Now, if he would have got up there and said, no, to my knowledge, I don't know of any such gang or criminal activity. I just know that YSL is a record label, record company that I'm signed to as an artist. Now, the only way Gunna would have had anything to worry about in saying the latter is if he was involved to some extent with the criminal aspect of YSL, which he was given immunity for his testimony if, in fact, he was involved with some things, which I'm going to say he probably was, because that's the only reason why he would have even agreed to incriminate them as far as admitting to a court that they're a gang. Him admitting that they are a gang is basically telling the state of Georgia that he is aware that outside of masquerading and gallivanting as a record label, YSL is also a gang. Gunna acknowledged that. That led to them full wide open up investigating them, which eventually led to Young Thug being arrested. I mean, people went to jail behind what Gunna said. I think a lot of y'all lose sight of that fact. Right? Let's go.
Family. So his lawyer convinced him that if he said what he said, it wouldn't incriminate Young Thug, right? His lawyer basically lied. And anybody that knows about lawyers, this is what lawyers do, right? Lawyers will tell you anything.
And lawyers will tell you anything, even paid private counsel. Although there is a client attorney privacy and privilege, right? If you tell your lawyer anything that is criminal, as far as it being against the law, they have a duty to tell the courts. I want y'all to understand that even when you have private counsel, their number one duty is to the court, not to you. And when you got a public pretender, AKA a public defender, they really ain't got no obligation to you. They work for the state. But see, private counsel, they're allowed to operate on behalf of the state, but they don't necessarily work for the state, but they have to pay homage and tribute to the state for being allowed to practice law. So their number one obligation is to the state, not to you as a client. So they're going to tell you anything that could possibly get the state some money and or time up out of your black ass. And even if that situation happened, Gunna know what it is. Any form of cooperating is telling and or snitching. Gunna could have simply have said, no, I'm not talking. Whatever y'all accusing me of, y'all gonna have to prove that I did it. But no, to my knowledge, YSL is not a gang. But the fact that he admitted that also admitted that he knows of the criminal activities that the YSL as a gang has been involved with. So, you know, it is what it is, man. Right? Let's go. I suggest that y'all put yourself on game about these laws and stuff, man. I strongly suggest that y'all do. Right? Put yourself up on game, man, so you can know what you talk about when you talk about whatever you talk about.
To get your money and to pretty much get you the results that you want to get, right? They'll twist their words and make it seem like something that's not. I've had it done to myself, okay? So Gunna gets out and 21 Savage basically tells Gunna, like, hey, listen, bro, like, what you said about YSL and all that, that's not a good look. Like, he basically told Gunna, like, that's snitching, right? So Gunna tells 21 Savage, you know, that his lawyer lied to him and tricked him, and he didn't really know what he was doing. He just went.
And although there could be some truth in that, right? Nah, bruh, we grown men. You knew exactly what was going on because you always had the option, no matter what your lawyer advised, no matter what your lawyer suggests, the end decision is up to you. And when it comes to such things, you can always speak in the vernacular of silence. Rest in the essence to my brother Simple the P, as my brother Simple the P used to say. Speak in the vernacular of silence. Don't say anything. You have a right to remain silent. Right? You do not have to answer any questions these people ask you. It would have been in Gunner's best interest all around to completely just keep his mouth shut. He didn't have no real charges against him. He wasn't facing no real time unless they had something on him that they didn't let us know about. Unless Gunner was involved in some criminal activity. Unless his name is on some surveillance tapes, some audio, some video. Maybe there's aspects to this YSL case we don't know involving Gunner. Right? I'm about to drop the link, man. I want some of y'all to come up and spit y'all game and talk y'all ish on this, man. You know, I want to get some of y'all's opinion on this, man. You know, the link is in the comment section. Y'all more than welcome to come up, man. I mean, you know.
Wanted to get out. You feel me? So 21 Savage basically told Young Thug, like, listen, bruh, I don't think Gunna did that to you on purpose, right? He did it. Yeah, he said YSL is a gang, but he didn't mean for it to come out the way it did come out, right? He wasn't trying to, like, harm you. You feel me? So,
I mean, I don't understand how he could have thought. I don't understand how Gunner could have ever thought in his mind, no matter what his lawyer said to him, that cooperating with the law was going to be a good look in any part of that situation for him. Yeah, that's my whole thing. True by myself, man. He could have said nothing. He could have said nothing. He should have said nothing. I plead the fifth. Or if he was going to say anything, no. To my knowledge, YSL is not a gang. And if he would have said that, maybe that's what it would have brought out. Well, what about this? What about this conversation on this day at this time that you had with such and such? You know, like I said, maybe there's some aspects of this case that we're not privy to. I beg to differ on that, but, you know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Right? Right? So that's what I'm going to go with right there. I'm going to go with there's some aspects to this case that we're not privy to, that Gunner was involved with, that if he did not cooperate within the way he did, he would have got smacked with what they could have actually smacked him with. But, you know, I mean, that's just me. I don't have anything to substantiate that. I have nothing to prove that. I'm not aware. But me being a street guy who done been in front of them courts, been up in them courtrooms, and did time in the joint, I kind of got a little bit of an understanding as far as foresight goes on what more than likely probably is the situation. Because it just didn't make no sense for Gunner to say anything at all. It just didn't make sense for him to.
I think Young Thug is realizing that 21 Savage is right. Right? At the end of the day, bro, when we think of the streets and when we think of the culture, right? Like the not snitching thing and, you know, oh, you got to go to jail. You got to do this. You got to be in the gang. You got to spin a block on people. You got to catch bodies. Like, niggas in the hood are finally waking up and realizing that all of that shit is a trap, right? It's a design to basically either get you killed or get you put in jail. It's only going to go two ways, right? And at the end of the day, bro, in 2020...
I mean, and this is some other stuff right here, too, like he said earlier. For one, Young Thug should have knew, as far as any street activity, that this boy Gunna shouldn't have been trusted anyway, because he was already in a situation where he went on Crime Stoppers, basically telling y'all to call the police on somebody involved in the situation he was involved with. Not to mention, not too long after that, he played the exact same role on an episode of a TV show, I can't remember what it was called, where he played somebody who cooperated with the police to get another person knocked. So he has a history of him being a rat bastard. In the streets and professionally as an actor. So he was a rat in real life and in actor world. That's crazy.
25, the hip hop fans don't care if a rapper is a snitch. I think 6ix9ine is probably the last rapper where people...
And that's true. That is true. Y'all new age hip hop heads, y'all new Gen Zers or whatever y'all want to call yourselves, man. Y'all accept everything, and this is what is this is how it's designed to be. Y'all are being perceptually programmed to accept any and everything that is totally contrary to one manhood and reality. All the aspects of street culture, which have forever, since time immemorial, been completely shunned: snitching, snitching involving minors in any form or fashion, destruction of the environment in a negative way, robbing each other, finessing each other, getting over on each other, being disloyal, backdooring each other. Every aspect of street culture that is negative, that has never been something that we upheld in high regard, something that we as a collective street community have shunned and neglected, shunned and negated and looked at as foul. Y'all are now aggrandizing that. Y'all are putting that on a pedestal now. Now it's cool to be a snitch. A guy could go rap on the whole crew and get everybody talked up. As long as he getting some money, y'all going to embrace him when he come home. This whole thing of going to prison, being cool, and he went to the joint, or I need to go to the joint to prove that I'm a man or prove that I'm a street man. That stuff is corny, man. Yeah, a lot of them are, Project Leroy. A lot of these industry plants literally are working for them people. Literally. They are literally agents. Hence the term agent provocateurs and rabble rousers. Come on, let's go.
People actually cared about him being a snitch. And I think a lot of it has to do with, him being Mexican, him not really looking like a street dude, because there's been other dudes that have been accused of snitching, like T.I., but, everybody's still cool with T.I. Everybody still does songs with T.I. Like, a lot of these dudes, bro, they pick and choose who they want to give passes to for doing stuff.
Yes, they do. T.I. could be considered the police. He cooperated with the police. T.I. also was on Crime Stoppers. T.I. also got on the stand in the courtroom and pointed that man out. Yes, he did. T.I. also let a known snitch, Alpha Mega, in his Pimp Squad Click crew. Yes, he did. Wittingly, knowingly. right? So a lot of these guys who are allegedly street guys or ex-street guys have become compromised once they get into this industry and start going through the rituals and the sacrifices that they have to go through to get where they at, not realizing or not understanding to an extent that this stuff is going to come back and bite you in your ass as soon as you stop playing ball. And that means not playing ball could consist of doing something that you were told to do, or not doing something that you, or doing something that you wasn't told to do. And that is a wide range of things. Uncle Diggity, what's happening, man? My brother Uncle Diggity in the building, man. Listen, man, the link is in the chat. If any of y'all want to come up and add to the conversation, you know, I love to hear y'all's input. I love to hear y'all's commentary, y'all's thoughts, y'all's perspectives. Y'all know over here at A-Real Talk, man, we for the people, of the people, and by the people, Jag. And by the people, I mean mostly and most consideringly us foundational Black Americans. Yiddy, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Bless that super chat, that super thanks. We are monetized over here at A-Real Talk. Hit that $ and contribute to your interest, man. I want to get some feedback from y'all on this. I done pretty much said everything I had to say. You know, we done seen enough commentary from other people. What's y'all's take on this, man? F the streets? Should we get behind? Y'all seen the poll question. Should we get behind the F the streets movement? Is there context to F the streets? Are there some aspects of the streets that we should say middle finger to? And are there certain aspects to street culture that we need to hold on to and shine a light on and always keep in perspective and actually pay honor and homage to? I say two things can be true. I say both, right? There's context to everything, you know? So yeah, the link is in the chat. You know, anybody, everybody but a dead body can come up, speak your piece. You know, this is, like I say, this is y'all's platform. I'm just the navigator. This is y'all show, man. Y'all let me know what's going on, what it is, what it be, what it do. You did?
Certain things, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Young Thug did with Gunna. Like 21 Savage said, like, you already knew Gunna was a rat when you first met him and you start working with him. So when he ratted on you the second time, you can't pick and choose when you want to not rock with somebody when you already gave him a pass for doing it before. You know what I'm saying? You already knew who the dude was. So I'm glad that Young Thug is maturing. He's realizing what it is. And at the end of the day, bruh, you know, the rap game is a business. Like, people at the end of the day, bruh, we just want good music. We want to see good collaborations. And I think everybody would agree that the rap game is better when Gunna and Young Thug is doing songs together. You feel me? So I think Young Thug and Gunna, I think that beef is in the process of being squashed. I think Young Thug and Gunna at some point is going to meet up in person and have a real conversation. You know, if them boys got to throw hands, they're going to throw hands. And I think we're going to get a lot of new music from, you know, everybody in Atlanta. Future, Thug, Gunna. I think everybody's going to work together. We already seen Young Thug and YFN Lucci squash the beef. They were on each other's albums that came out this year. And I think this is a great look for the city of Atlanta. And hopefully this can translate to all over America, where everybody in the hood realizes, man, like, this shit is a trap. Let's stop, you know, killing each other. Let's stop bragging about catching bodies and all that. And let's really get together and unite and really just, you know, make the country as a whole better, you know what I'm saying, for Black Americans, you know, in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit, bro, that we was taught, bro, it's a design to get you killed or put in jail, bro, either or, bro. So shout out to 21 Savage, you know what I'm saying, for bringing light to this situation, man. Make sure y'all go check out his new album, What Happened to the Streets, you feel me? I didn't really like the album, but, you know, I like what 21 Savage is doing as a man, bro. I like the fact that, you know, he's out here waking dudes up and getting dudes to get out of that mindset that got him in trouble in the first place, man. 21 Savage, shout out to you, bro, for getting Young Thug to realize how stupid he was moving out here. And hopefully Young Thug can go back to making some hit music, man. Because that's what he was doing before he got locked up, man. We used to Young Thug out here dropping hits left and right. You feel me? So we'll see what happens, man. I'll keep you guys updated. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, share the video. I'm out.
Make sure y'all go subscribe to the brethren, man. Go subscribe to the brethren. Right. That's a good question, man, Project Leroy, man. He's saying F the streets, right? But what's the alternative, right? Does that mean y'all going to be turning over a new leaf in y'all's music? Is that what that means? Does that mean a different message is going to be preached and taught with the music? Right? Give me some feedback, y'all. Let me know what's going on. Hit the link. Spit your game and talk your ish. Right? F the streets. We get behind the F the streets movement. As we as a collective FBA society and community, are we supporting the F the streets movement? Could be argued. Right? Could be argued. Should be argued. Right? What mindset is 21 Savage talking about? Very good question. What y'all think? Facebook, what y'all think? Comment section, what y'all think? Right? Like I said, man, two things can be true, man. And I agree with the aspect that I more than likely think 21 Savage is coming from with this, but also recognize the other aspect that Boosie and other guys are talking about as well, right? D-Haven and, goddamn it, the other young boy, right? This is something to be discussed. I think something that we need to be talking about, right? If we plan on moving forward, man, we definitely got to get rid of some of the negative aspects, some of the negative connotations that we hold on to so dearly, like this gang culture. We need to get rid of that. Yeah, F the streets when it comes to gang culture. Nothing positive came out of that. Nothing but bodies on top of bodies, families destroyed, communities destroyed, mass of our young brothers in prison for an infinity. We definitely need to say F that. My man Uncle Diggity said, I missed a lot of the commentary. I'm not too hip to the whole F the streets movement versus the pushback. Yeah, it's just a new thing. It just happened within the last week. You know what I'm talking about? But most of us being ex-street ninjas, you know what I'm saying, we can absolutely speak on this from a place of wide perspective because, we done been in these streets. And to a degree and to an extent, I'm pretty sure that any guy who actually been in the streets, actually been out here in the streets on the turf of the cities where y'all from, out here getting to it, whether he was gangbanging, whether he was hustling, whether he was pimping, whether he was robbing, jacking, whatever it is he was doing, you can relate to this to some extent. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you might have a perspective, But like I said, I truly don't think that the way that a lot of these guys are reacting to what 21 Savage said, I don't think he even meant it in the context in which they are taking it, which is something, like I said, we need to work on as a whole amongst us FBA men as well. when it comes to mentally responding to what is being said versus emotionally reacting to what is being said due to our traumatic identity that we associate ourselves with when it comes to street and urban culture, right? I do agree there are certain aspects of our urban street culture that we need to completely, totally get rid of and say F it too. Gang banging. We need to say F gang banging. Get rid of it. It has not served us. We need to get rid of this affiliation, this affinity, right, that we have for the Democratic Party. They are not helping us. We also need to recognize at the same time that the Republican Party ain't none of our friends either, right? We need to say F the thought culture amongst our community. We need to say F the whorization, the prostitutionalization of our women through social engineering, social media. We need to say F that. We need to say F anybody who is trying to shame us into not defending, protecting our culture. We need to say F that. Those are aspects of our street urban culture. I think we absolutely need to say F it too. But there's a lot of aspects that I think we need to definitely uphold and we need to work on and improve in, right? Like our sense of camaraderie. You know, we need to work on our sense of community, loving on each other, interacting and engaging with each other, doing business with each other, putting our petty little regional differences to the side and coming together as a collective. We definitely need to honor that aspect of our street culture. You know, honor and uphold and recognize the positive things that have developed and come up out of such traumatic and negative situations, right? You understand what I'm saying? Well, since nobody wants to come up and spit their game and talk their ish, man, I'm going to cut the show short. I done said everything I had to say. You know, I really ain't got too much more to add to that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody tapping in. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple more pre-recorders I'm about to put out for y'all. It's a beautiful thing, man. 2025 is almost over with. 2026 is right around the corner. You dig? And it's going to be a beautiful year, man. You dig? We're going to get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And you know we're going to do it like we used to it. When the video or when the stream uploads to YouTube, please, by all means, hype the video. Hit that hype button, y'all. Hype the video up. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, walk with your boys, support your brethren, man. We talk about real things over here. We break things down to the very last compound. You dig? You know I'm always going to come with the fire topics, man. We're going to talk about real-ish. You understand me? We're going to talk about serious things, man. Things that actually matter. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the rest of y'all's day, rest of y'all's evening. Y'all know I'm going to be back with more content. We're going to have another show tomorrow evening when I get off of work, but I got a couple more pre-recorders for y'all. Y'all know we're going to get right to it, man. Make sure y'all hype the video as soon as it uploads to YouTube, man. Tap in and walk with me. You dig? Brothers out there, man, listen, we have to stop holding up this negative aspect of our culture, this street hood mentality that we hold on to. We need to get rid of the negative aspects of that, the ones that's not serving us. You know what I'm saying? The ones that perpetuate this negative image that we have globally. That's the stuff we need to say F it to, man. Right? Appreciate everybody for coming out, man. You know, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the emails y'all be sending me. I appreciate everybody that tap in, because like I say, man, y'all could be anywhere in the world. But y'all right here with me, man, and I appreciate that, man. There's a whole bunch of stuff that y'all could be doing, but versus doing that, y'all tapping in with me right now, and I appreciate that. Don't ever think that I take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay tuned, tap in. I'm always going to keep y'all with the up-to-date, raw content, real content, and you already know what it is, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, Uncle Diggity, Project Leroy, Monique Robinson, everybody else that tap in. True by myself, everybody else, man. We appreciate all the support, all the comment, all the comments, all the engagement. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. Let's go.
Sorry. What question is? It's going to hurt.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on all of our black kings. All black everything, we got black tea. All black coffee, man, I don't add green. North give you all you need, no more caffeine. Close down the whole set, no more casting. Remove targets off our back like a black team. We keep growing up the game like a black team. The girl got a problem with me, then get at me. I'm tired to a bumper, now you got a drag queen. You can't stop me, you old as jalopy. This is past me, and I got it photocopied. Caught up on film, flow, tracks and sloppy. Trying to attack me, you a carbon copy. I see the heat like Timothy blocks, and I charge for a hook, put me in a penalty box. Man, I'm killing the ops while I look at my watch. All hands on deck like the time on the clock. Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black
Keep
kings.
my grass cut low to catch a glimpse of the snakes. Devilish serpents with purpose to steal your cake. Smiling in your face while they got their eyes on your safe. Yeah. Boy, that hatred, man, they make you do some foul things. Switch up on your niggas like the numbers when the Dow change. When I'm with familiar, still a grind like a broke. Take it for granted, should be gone in the proof of smoke. Better put your plan in action, niggas get too used to hope. Formulated the plan, calculated the steps. 2020, my vision, see my way to the check. Only way is up, I made my way to the steps. Let's go. Look, only way to move is building kingdom shit. Niggas won't make a move, want you to bring them shit. But God bless the child, they can hold his own. They want to give you numbers in a cell like a mobile phone. But fuck a cop any wicked, you this was just fuck. Cause niggas on the edge, there for you to push. Bullets loaded tight up in that magazine. Bring a nightmare to American dreams.
Task Force, Black Force, we the tag team. If it's a nightmare, then it must be a bad dream. E&E, running our lanes like a track meet, skipping over hurdles. Call us a track team, all paperwork legit. It's the fact team, then double up the championship belts like a tag team. Black on black, yeah, it's a black thing. Black jewelry shining on our black kings.